It's dangerous business, Frodo, going out your door. You step onto the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off to. We find ourselves living in evil days. It's dangerous out there, and we who follow Christ must be all the more diligent to be careful where we walk and choose our steps very cautiously. We need to find solid footing on which to stand, but too often we get swept along with the current of this age. Our Lord Jesus says in Matthew 7, "Enter through the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the way is broad that leads to destruction, and there are many who enter through it. For the gate is narrow and the way is constricted that leads to life, and there are few who find it." So beware of the crowd. Beware of what's popular. Be on guard against the things that draw a crowd and move the masses into a certain direction, and even and especially when those things get the label Christian. Be on guard. You can be sure that the path that those in this world walk is the path to destruction. And sadly, the more this lukewarm church at the end of the age follows that track, the further from Christ they go. Jesus says this in Matthew 16, "If anyone wishes to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." The thing about denying yourself is that sometimes you actually have to deny yourself and choose to put Christ's priorities above your own and even above the priorities of those in your life. Paul says this in Ephesians 5, "Therefore, look carefully how you walk, not as unwise but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil." The psalmist says this in Psalm 119, verse 9, "How can a young man keep his way pure? By keeping it according to your word." If you belong to Christ and you sincerely hope to follow him faithfully on the narrow path and not be swept along and swept away with the spirit of the age, you must read and know and obey his word. This is the narrow path that leads to life. If you're already on that path, stay on the path. If you've wandered off, now is the time to get back on track.